Guys, it's the Unsmooth Criminal, and I'm going to do a two-part series of this one, and it's going to be a very short two-part series because it's a cliche that everybody has basically ran dry, and I'm just going to send this out there. It's going to be a little bit of a funny one, and I don't have the ship yet, so yeah. So we start off with Deku, normal Deku. He has a cat quirk. He got one for all still because, yeah. One for All does not cut down on his lifetime at all. And he is currently walking in front of a store. And he's talking with one of his friends, and he sees a fight going on, and his friend and just continues to walk, and he says, "Hold on, give me a minute." And so he runs over and he stops the fight. And this is after the licensing exam, so he has a provisional license. So he gets the ability to use his quirk in public for a very short amount of time, or when a hero is next to him, telling him he can. And he used his quirk to slow them down and basically tell them to stop. And so they slowed down. They stopped because they saw a man who's physically stronger than them and looks a lot buffer than them in front of them. And one of them is like, "Screw this," and he just sucker punches Deku in the face. And nothing happens. And what Deku didn't know was the guy activated his quirk. And the guy thought he was quirkless, because nothing he's ever done allowed him to use his quirk. So Deku took the punch and said, "Yeah, no. Fuck off before I punch you back." And Bakugo, it was the friend he was walking with, heard this and he's like, "What the fuck just happened to Izuku?" The cinnamon roll of Class 1A is now a threat. And so the guy hears this and runs off because he's freaked out because Deku took a full-blown punch from a normal man. And he didn't flinch. And Deku walks over to Katsuki and he says, "Kachan, that fucking hurt, that punch. Oh my god." And he whines a little, and then he goes, "Okay, let's go back to the school." And Bakugo's like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" And he goes, "I don't feel anything different." And this is, they're in 2A, so I'm going to still go through the normal story, just they're in 2A. And so they go back to the dorms, and they get into the dorms, and they go to their rooms, and Izuku yells down, "I'm tired, I'm going to go to bed." So each closes his door, locks it, and he goes to bed. And everybody's like, "Is Izuku okay?" And Bakugo goes, "Yeah. You know what I heard him say today?" And they're like, "No." He goes, "He cussed." And they're like, "Oh, cinnamon roll cussed? What happened?" And he goes, so there was a fight. He stopped it, and he cussed the person. He cussed at the person to go away. How the fuck does that work? How the hell does the fucking cinnamon roll that doesn't cuss, doesn't do anything bad, and is always out to help us, cuss? They're like, "We don't know." So it's the next day, and the only person that Izuku trusts to keep this fucking quiet is Bakugo. And he texts Bakugo, "It's an emergency," and Bakugo goes, "What is it?" And Deku says, "Come to my room and I'll show you." And Bakugo goes, Okay, that's strange. So he walks over to Izuku's room. He knocks on the door. Izuku opens the door and says, "Come in." And Izuku does not look like Izuku. Izuku looks like that. He still has the cat ears. He has a long sleeve shirt on that he sleeps in on. And he's got boobs. He's got big boobs and a fat ass. And he's like, I don't know what the fuck happened. I woke up like this. And Baku goes, okay. It's the weekend. Yesterday was the last day of class, so we could solve this by the end of the school day. I'm gonna go find that asshole and see what happens. And at lunch, I'll come and bring you some food up here. You stay in here and act like you're sick. And the only person who uh, was up at this hour in the morning was Mina. And Mina heard Izuku cuss. And she's like, what the fuck is going on? So she walks up to his door and she puts her ear to the door and Izuku's freaking out. And Baku's like, calm down. Okay? We're gonna figure this the fuck out. And she's like, I don't know what the fuck to do. One day I'm a man, next day I fucking lose the thing that makes me a man, so now I'm a fucking girl. What the fuck? And Mina hears this and was like, okay. And she's in a daze the rest of the day. Bakugo finds the guy and he says, what did you do to my friend? And he goes, I didn't do anything. I'm quirkless. And he goes, that's not true. Your quirk is the ability to turn people into the opposite, into men into females. That's all I know so far. And he goes, huh? And actually, I don't really like this picture. Oops. It's a great picture. Don't get me wrong. It's a great picture, but I really don't like it very much. And I like this one a little bit better. Badass Deku. Psycho Reaver Decker. And Izuku's currently in his room freaking out. He's trying not to panic, and he's currently panicking. and and Bakugo comes back with the guy, and he brings him onto campus and says, if you touch anything that I do not tell you to touch, I'm going to kick you out of this campus and force you to do other stuff. So I'll be right back. So yeah, tomorrow I'm not going to be able to do any what ifs. Sorry. If you guys wanted me to do some what ifs in the morning, I won't be able to. Later in the afternoon, I will be able to. So don't worry. What ifs are still coming out tomorrow. But we are going to continue with this what if. So, actually, that doesn't suit this one. It's this picture that suits it. So, Izuku is currently lifting weights in his room because he has weights in his room. They're heavier than normal people weights, so everybody's like, how the fuck do you lift those? And he goes, easy, and he just lifts them. But he's just in his room all day. And the guy comes over and he walks into the room and he sees a green-haired girl that he has never seen before. And he goes, who is this? And Bakugo says, this is the guy that you turned into a girl. And he goes, I told you this before. I do not have a quirk. And Izuku says, you're the one who punched me in the side of the face, and that fucking hurt, by the way. I put on a strong face, but that fucking hurt. And he's like, okay. I don't know what I did to activate it, so hopefully it ends in 24 hours. And he goes, That's bullshit. And he starts cussing, and everybody hears a feminine voice coming from Izuku's room, and like, who the fuck is that? And Mina hears this and goes, oh crap. And she's just gaping like a fish, being like, my ship is gone. What am I supposed to do now? My ship is gone. So she starts thinking about it, who would look good with female Deku. And she is currently thinking and thinking and thinking, and all of a sudden her nose starts to bleed. And Uraraka walks up to her and says, are you okay? Your nose is bleeding. And Mina snaps back to reality and goes, I'm fine. And she wipes the blood from her nose and goes, yeah, I gotta go. And she runs to her room and she shuts the door and says, oh, hopefully Deku doesn't know I'm listening. And she turns on the audio recorder that she put in Deku's room just to hear who he likes, because Deku only confides in Bakugo sometimes, but that's very rarely. So 2 days later, because it's that day and the next day, Aizawa's calling roll. And he's like, Deku, where's Izuku? And he was like, we don't know. And Bakugo walks up to the front and goes, can I tell you something? And he goes, sure. And he's like, outside. And he goes, okay. He walks and he goes, okay, everybody, I'm talking to the angry Pomeranian. Now, if you guys start talking, I will expel all y'all. And he walks out of the classroom and Bakugo goes, so we were out for a trip to get a game on Friday and Deku stopped a fight. You remember that? And he goes, yeah. And Bakugo goes, and the guy who punched Deku in the face, and Deku didn't fight back, he just stood there and took the punch, changed Deku's gender. And Aizawa was like, what? And Bakugo goes, yeah. He changed Deku's gender. So Deku is a girl. And the longer he is a girl, the more he acts feminine, and the creepier it gets. I'll be right back. And, okay, I'm back. And Aizawa asks, so how feminine does he act? And Bakugo goes, she acts like a entitled girl who flaunts her extremities to get what she wants. And that is strange. And the guy walks up to the guy on the street walks up to the front gate of the school and presses the intercom button. And Nezu, who is actually expecting this guy because Bakugo told him about this guy, asks who is it, and the guy introduces himself and says that he is here to meet with a Katsuki Bakugo and a Izuku Midoriya. And Nezu goes, okay, go to Class 1A's dorms like you were instructed last time you were here. And Mad Dog is following him and making sure that he doesn't do anything stupid. And Nezu says, Katsuki Bakugo, please report to your dormitory immediately on the PA. And Bakugo's like, oh, and he's here. Gotta go. I'll do extra work when I get back. And Izuku will catch up too. So Aizawa goes, you better fucking do it. And he walks back into the class. He goes, okay, everybody, we're doing training today. And he yelled this, and Bakugo heard it, and he's like, fuck. And everybody's like, yeah! And Kirishima was like, where's Mido bro and Baku bro? And he goes, they're having their own situations. So if you would kindly forget about them today and work out with me. And Kirsten's like, okay. They're all like, first time, probably the only time. Let's get to work. And Mina goes up to Aizawa and says, can I talk to you in private when everybody leaves? And he goes, sure. But you're the last one to talk to me in private. And she goes, okay. And everybody else goes, damn it, I wanted to understand what's going on. And everybody leaves, and Mineta secretly stays behind to hear what's going on. Because Mineta hasn't left. Because this is basically canon. And Mina asks, so is this about Midoriya being turned into a girl? And Aizawa's eyes widen, going, how do you know that? And she goes, I kind of overheard Bakugo and Midoriya talking outside their, or while I was outside their room, just walking by, and he goes, oh, okay, but you cannot tell anybody about this. And she goes, I understand. You either, Mineta. And Mineta shits himself, being like, oh crap, he knows I'm here. And he runs away. And he gets into the locker room, and Aizawa walks in almost immediately after, because Mineta has small legs. He's short and slow. And Mineta walks into the locker room, and he goes, guys, I have something to tell you. And he gets wrapped up with a scarf, and Aizawa goes, it is not important. Get out to the training field, and Mineta, you get detention. And they're like, what did he do? And he goes, he spied on my conversation, a private conversation. And he looks at Mineta and goes, I need to talk to you. And he takes Mineta out of the bathroom, and he sets Mineta down. Mineta's still wrapped up in his scarf, and he says, okay, Mineta, if you spill at all what happened to Midoriya, my favorite student, or you spill that little information to anybody, including Midoriya, you are expelled. And he just nods his head, fearing for his life. And he goes, good. And he unwraps Mineta, and Mineta runs to the locker room. He quickly gets changed and runs out to the training field. And everybody's like, that was the fastest Mineta's ever been changed. And Aizawa walks in, and oh crap. He goes, everybody outside, now. And everybody gets out there, and with Bakugo and Midoriya, they're currently in the dorms with the man and Nezu. And Nezu's there saying, okay, so what is your quirk and how does it work? And he goes, apparently I was misdiagnosed when I was originally diagnosed quirkless. And my quirk is actually called complete opposite. A man's gender turns into a female's gender. Or a man turns into a female, and their personality goes from kind and nice to evil or rude and sadistic. But they still have some of the traits from the kind and nice personality, because they were hiding the evil and sadistic personality. And their mindset completely changes from a man's to a woman's. So far, I have not been able to reverse the 2 people I have infected, and I didn't even know I infected the first person until later. Yeah. And they go, okay, so is Midoriya permanently like this? And he goes, don't know. I'll keep in contact with you, Nezu, and tell you if I can successfully turn someone back. And I have someone who's been constantly talking with me. Oh, hi, Stallion. Welcome to the Unsmooth Criminal Enterprise. You're probably watching this video. Hopefully you enjoy. If you like the server, try to get to the top 10. And if you don't get into the top 10, better luck next week. So, uh, everybody is doing their training, and Aizawa gets a text saying that Midoriya is permanent for right now, and the man who changed him is trying to change them back. And he goes, "What do you mean them?" And the man says, "I accidentally infected Bakugo too." And Bakugo's like, "What? You did what?" And he's yelling and he's pissed off, and Izuku says, "Hey, we can go shopping together." And Bakugo goes, "Fuck off." And Nezu goes, "Okay, hold on. He's an angry, egotistical maniac, Pomeranian thing, and you say changes his personality." And he goes, "Yeah. So we don't need to turn Bakugo back." And he goes, "Okay." And Bakugo's like, "The fuck?" And Nezu goes, "If you keep yelling at me, I'll make you go to detention, and I may expel you before you even become a hero." And Bakugo goes, "Fine, Jesus Christ." And Midoriya goes, "You're gonna be like me. Let's go shopping." And she pulls Bakugo out of the room, and Bakugo gets female clothes roughly his size, and he has to get female clothes in preparation for what happens the next day. Because we're going to the next day, and Aizawa says that they have 2 new students that are replacing Midoriya and Bakugo. And everybody's like, "Wait, what? How? What? They're replacing Midoriya and Bakugo?" And he goes, "Yeah. Uh, we have a Katsuki Bakugo and a Izumi Midoriya." Where is the Bakugo picture? Where's the Bakugo picture? Where's the Bakugo picture? God damn it. I don't see where the Bakugo picture is. And he says, "Okay, guys, you can come in." And Bakugo walks in first, and I need to find the picture. God damn it. There it is. And this walks in with a closed shirt, obviously. But this walks in, and she's red from embarrassment and goes, "Hi." And she's nice now. And everyone's like, what the fuck is that? That looks like Bakugo." And she goes, "Shut up, I am Bakugo." And Kirsten was like, "No, no, 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 no. Bakugo's a boy. No, you're too nice to be Bakugo." And she goes, "Shut up, I am." And this is the first time they see Midoriya, and they see. Hold on, I'll be right back. This one actually fits her personality now. They see this with green hair. And like, the fuck? Um. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to talk to that guy. They see this with green hair, and she goes, "Fuck all y'all." And she just sits at her seat. And everybody's like, okay. And Aizawa goes, "Midoriya stopped a fight." And she goes, "You could stop fucking saying the goddamn story. Just say I fucking turned into a girl, god damn it." And they're all like, okay. That's strange." And Mina sees this and gets a trickle of blood down her nose, being like, "Oh my god, Midoriya is absolutely fucking cute when she's a girl, and Bakugo is so fucking cute when she's a girl." Um, let me ship somebody, and she's trying to think of a ship, and he goes, "So we're doing more training today, and they got to do triple the training because they promised double the training yesterday." And Midoriya goes, "I never promised anything." And Bakugo goes, "Sorry, I kind of did." And she raises her hand sheepishly, and Midoriya goes, "The fuck? What the hell? First you blame me for looking down on you, now you're promising shit for me?" And she goes, "Sorry, it was a misunderstanding, and the second one was because I kind of needed him on our side." And she goes, "The fuck? You know he loves cats. You know I was already on his favorite list." And she yelled this, and he goes, um, "No comment." And he goes into sleeping bag and says, "Everybody, normal routine, go." And he flops on the ground and he rolls underneath his desk. And Midori goes, "Fucking Christ. God damn it, Kasuki." She doesn't call him, she doesn't call her Kachan anymore. She doesn't need to. And she doesn't want to anymore because sadistic personality and complete opposite of being respectful and kind. And everybody's like, "Oh, what the fuck?" Midoriya is now the Bakugo, and Bakugo is now the Midoriya. What the fuck? And everybody's looking at them, and Midoriya gets tired of people staring at her and goes, "The fuck you looking at?" And she's starting to sass them off, and they're going, Nothing, And she sees someone, and she looks away immediately, just being like, whatever. And she saw the one person she had a crush on. This is not the canon. This is not the same canon ship, and she still has a crush on that person, and she still likes that person for what the person says and does to her, or did to her, or him, whatever you want to call it. And Bakugo still has a crush on the person that he had a crush on when he was a man. So, just saying, Midoriya and Bakugo were gay before they were turned female. I'm going to end it here for this part. The next part, I'm going to do some of the canon storylines with just a female version of Deku. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. This is going to be a very short series. There's only 2 parts. I'm going to probably do the Heroes versus Villains and the USJ. And that's probably it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Talk to you guys later. Bye!